Good morning, Facebook and Instagram. Good morning, Jin Jin. You misbehaving donkey. You misbehaving donkey. Oh, this ground is wet. This is Jin Jin, one of our oldest donkeys. Donkeys should not graze freely on green grass. There's too much sugar in it. Donkeys are desert animals and they process sugar differently, and grazing freely on green grass leads to obesity, which leads to all kinds of problems. And here Jin Jin is grazing on green grass, but most of her teeth are expired. We need to get calories in her. She chokes very easily on hay and straw and grains, even mash. In fact, most of her chokes have been on mash. So we have her in the yard every day, so she grazes on green grass, and it's a little bit like letting your 96-year-old grandfather smoke a cigarette. Like, whatever, knock yourself out. But we have a new super senior named Poncho, who also has expired teeth and also needs specialized care. So Josh and I had a meeting this morning like we do every morning, and we talked about the welfare of our animals, and we decided to put Poncho on Jin Jin's routine. But Jin Jin behaved very poorly. She is a horny old broad, and she basically backed Poncho into a corner and wasn't going to let him go till he did the nasty. She was bucking and he was bucking, and you can imagine two 40-year-old animals getting busy. It's not a good thing. So Poncho's no longer back here with her, and her back legs are wet.
Someone said, could we have senior feed?
Yeah, of course. We have lots of senior feed. It's not choke proof. Senior feed basically just has different nutritional components to help a senior body, just like we take multivitamins for people over 50. Well, I do. But we're not concerned about specifically nutrients that she's taking. We're concerned about her ability to chew food to go past her esophagus and not cause a choke. But the senior feed does mash easier than the regular feed. So some of it, when it's wet, you have to stir and stir and stir, and some of it goes to mash very quickly. We're going to go down and see. Jordan?
Yeah, Jordan and Maggie were down there. Jordan was laying down, but now she's up. I think she's just taking a break.
Hi, girl. We make you walk a long way to eat breakfast now, don't we? I take a break too. It's not something you see every day. You know, it's interesting. I'm all the time thinking about things that we do really well, things that we don't do really well, and ways that we can be better. And there's a group of people and rescues and sanctuaries that I'm always asking, how can we be better? And we meet every single day and talk about how can we be better. But one of the things that we do really well is we know our donkeys. We take the time to really get to know them. So like Jordan doesn't bray very often. That's an important thing to know, because when she's braying, we need to sort of figure out, is there a reason behind it? What'd you say?
Let Maggie stay down there. Maybe that's why she was
And Dina's in heat. Hi, Mags. Always reckless eyeballing us. We're down here to see Kenny, who is funny. Kenny and Jason are a little bit similar. Oh, I see him. Kenny, you're gonna make me walk up the hill. So we have 7 young boys in here, all 1 year old, all castrated, all with most with pending adoptions. So this is sort of a transition pasture. And then we got Kenny, who is 25 times older than the boys in here, with testicles and malnourished. Hi, buddy. Super sweet. Kenny was rescued in May. He's on special feeding a couple times a day, which is probably why he's up here. He's just waiting for the good stuff. And one of the first things Dr. Kate will do when she arrives on August 3rd will be to determine, can Kenny withstand castration surgery at his age and with his body condition. Hi, buddy. You don't happen to have a roll on, do you? Hi.
Kenny the cuddler.
He is a cuddler. Hi, Radar. Hi, bud. Hi. Hi.
Someone said he's always up here.
It's because he knows I live in that building right there. Or it's because there's girls. Either one. Either one. How are you, buddy? He actually wants to be held. I actually never seen him lay down. I hope you lay down and get some sleep. Why don't we have him on Equiox?
I think he is.
Hi, Radar. My baby. These are probably 2 of the biggest cuddlers on the whole property right here. Maybe not with each other. Let's hope this doesn't go poorly. Guys, I'm on camera. I'm on camera. We got a 1-year-old and a 30-year-old. Okay, it's a big Ron sandwich. It's a big love fest. Sweet baby. You're a sweet babe. All right, let's go see some babies. Me too. Kenny, I know you want to go with us. I'd be interested to see how he does on a trailer, Josh. He may be a good component. So, next Saturday, in fact, we might could use some volunteer support for this. Guys, next Saturday, we're taking our catering trailer and a donkey or two to the Ukiah Senior Center. It'll be our first official community outreach. Mikey! Mikey. But of course, we're trying to figure out who do we take? Maybe we take Miranda and Mikey. Your mom would have a fit. Your mom would have a fit. I like a clean booty. I like a clean booty. Hi, Ophelia. You can tell that Ophelia and Miranda are of the same gene pool. They look so similar. Hi, Ophelia. Hi, Mikey. Hi. 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 Hello. Hi, Mikey. Hi. We'll get all the basics out of the way. These babies are born here. She's about 4 weeks old. He's about 3 weeks old. No breeding happens at Oscar's place. Donkeys are pregnant for 14 months. Next to the elephant, it's the second longest gestation period. These donkeys are pregnant long before they arrive, oftentimes here a year before we even know they're pregnant. We have had 51 babies since we opened 4.5 years ago. And babies are equal parts joy and stress. This boy was so heavy when he came out, a gravity fall, ripped his umbilical cord too short, and it got infected, and he had to go to the hospital. Gus is here with his mom, Ladybug, who he's very attached to. And then she had a baby, and she is neglecting her oldest son. Which has us all sad. Our experience has been, once that baby is a month or two, this family will grow close again. But in the beginning, of course, she's focused on keeping her new baby healthy and safe. And there's her new baby. We'll go, that's our second newest baby. Our first newest is up front. We'll go up there in a moment. We have two moms left here. This one, Vicky, and that one with her head over her baby, Francis. I can't tell. Do Miranda and Mikey like us and want to hang out or not?
I'm glad to see Mikey. He's usually kind
Yeah.
of standoffish.
Yeah. Miranda is the most dog-like donkey we've ever had here. And she even knows, like, a motorized vehicle holds people, and she loves people. So she's sound asleep. When she hears a motorized vehicle go by, her ears perk up. She is a dog. She's a donkey dog. Hi. Hoi. Okay. We're going to go see Viejo, so we are moving 36 boys to Potter Valley. On August 18th. And so we are in the process of taking the boys that aren't going to move and putting them in different locations. So get them used to it, to be able to monitor them before we move all their friends, to make sure we're making the right decisions. So Viejo's not moving because Josh is in love with Viejo and wants Viejo to stay here. Sunny's not moving because Sunny has a pretty serious club foot and requires very frequent trims. Augie, O, and Oliver aren't moving because they're very adoptable. And Buck and Buddy aren't moving because they have been adopted. We should probably look at moving those 5, Augie, Owen, Oliver, Buck, and Buddy, into 5. I have a dead animal under my porch that I can't get to, but I can smell, which is lovely. It's a good diet. Have a house that smells like dead corpses. Hello, everybody. Hi, Brody. Hi, Dolly. Hi, Steph. Hi, Ellen. We always know who's in heat when Ellen is on their tail. Hi, hi, hi. Hi, Steph. Good morning. How are you? Hi, Dolly. Hi, Ellen. Hi, Brody. Hi, Liam. Jeez, Louise, you're so big. Oh, my goodness. Hi, Peach. Let's look at that eye. Hi, Peach. Hi, Pickles. Hi. Hi. Liam, you probably don't want to mess with that one. Is that Faith? Woody. Oh my goodness, Woody and Liam have gotten so big. Uh, Macintosh. My friend Evelyn is here visiting me this weekend, and she was like, "Where's Macintosh?" And I was like, "Oh, this is Macintosh." And she goes, "No, no, no. It must be a different donkey. Last time I was here, Macintosh was born that weekend." And I was like, "Yeah, this is Macintosh. They grow fast." Pearl, jeez Louise. Big old long legs, Pearl. Goldie, Abby, Madeline. April. BA. Oh, I know where he is. He has already learned where the treats are, and he stands right by the treat bowl. It's unbelievable. He's a bit hi, April. Josh will say hi to you because you like Josh. I'll leave you alone. Hi, April. You are pretty. You're a pretty girl. Hi, pesky flies. Pesky little flies. Do you want to say hi to me? I think you do. I think you do. Or not.
He forgave me. He did not like me trying to shave off all his little dreads.
Mm. Viejo. Wood chips on it. Look at him going through the gate. Viejo! Yes, you need to stop. Yes, buddy. I caught you and you know it. So Viejo was in another pasture. So you can see his ankle bracelet. We have found a fit that we really like. And it should help everybody. Hi, Sylvia. Viejo. There's not even any food. Oh, I see. There's grains up there. I see what you're trying for. Pascal. Lemongrass. Dina. are you, Sebastian? So here we've got Macintosh. Stetson, Sophie, Rufus, Davina. Rufus is getting closer and closer and closer to being free. Hi, Davina. Hi, Zeus. So, Jen, I know you're watching. We talked about you this morning. I'm worried about Zeus a little bit, that he needs more physical recovery, which Josh is going to work on. And he needs more emotional recovery, which I would like you to work on. So I'd like to assign Zeus to you, Jen. And I know you spend time with him every day. I'd like you to continue to spend time with him every day. And if it turns out to be something that he would enjoy, I'd like to get a halter on him and take him for a walk. We need Zeus to be happier. And we got Fran. We got Renee. Renee, who lost 50 pounds this week. Hi, Renee. So Renee had a little baby girl named Lula. All went pretty smoothly. She wasn't nursing at first, but only because her teats or udders were super engorged and painful. So Hugo tied her and I held a panel up and we guided the baby in. And once the baby nursed for the first time, everything became easier. That was the only issue we had. She's not a big fan of people, so she's less likely to relax and nurse when people are around, but we have lots of leaky eyes at the moment. Primarily it's because in the summer here, it's super windy. And so Josh and I also have leaky eyes. Like, there is shit flying in our eyes all day. And the same is true of donkeys, of course. And so most of the time it's not too worrisome. I'm not sure if I can get close to this baby or not, but I'll see. Hi, baby girl. We don't need to hang out in that pea spot. Hi. Hi. Oy. Hi, Renee. You look like you want to lunge at me. Yeah, so that's Rufus. Rufus is the most expensive donkey ever to live at Oscar's place. He had two health issues, one per back leg. One was either an injury or birth defect, and one was a joint infection. Both very serious. Both required lots and lots and lots of treatment here and at UC Davis. Hi, Daisy. And having him on stall rest and with a very strict wrap for probably going on 5 or 6 months is really important because we need everything to grow back properly to avoid surgery later. So he's been in stall rest and wrap for a long time. But we are increasingly over time, increasing the amount of time he spends out here and He keeps getting x-rays and doctor visits and blood checks. He's moving in the right direction. Hi, Daisy.
Carringer Farm asked what could cause a runny stool. I'm unsure if they're referring to the baby or what.
Yeah, or there are donkeys. It's not that worrisome. I mean, stress, uh, disgusting. Stress can, change in diet can. Um, we don't worry about it unless it's consistent. So we were somewhere, I think in here, and I looked over and saw right here. Woo, so that's not great, but I don't care. I'm like, all kinds of things. When wheats change from one type of wheat straw to another type of wheat straw, um, we just monitor it, and if it's consistent. I mean, even like Fran's back legs, obviously she has diarrhea stains on her back legs. There's a term for it, and it basically has to do with the liquid poop in between the solid poop movements, solid bowel movements. And so she has a normal bowel movement, and then some discharge comes out and stains her legs. She doesn't necessarily have diarrhea. So it's not something we stress about too much. We do watch it, but or you could just put him down. Somebody the other day, so we have to make jokes. We have a very hard job, physically and emotionally. And we have to make jokes, otherwise it'd be a nightmare. But somebody, I think Kenneth did say, for people who don't know you or don't work here, your jokes, like I think we were having a team meeting in front of my friend, and I said, I think we should just put him down. And apparently my friend Evelyn got really upset and left the table. So I don't mean it at all. We haven't moved these donkeys up. Hopefully he's not chasing him down to give him meds in 6.
You could do it in the stall in the barn.
I know, but I don't want him being chased because I don't want him getting injured.
It's easier if you just walk behind them.
So we'll stop in and see our buddy Pancho, see how he's doing in the stack house yard. Then we're going to go see Holiday and our new 4. We have just agreed to another owner surrender of 3 all white, all wild donkeys. Never been dewormed, never had a hoof trim, and never had a vaccine. Which is stressful, but you know. Basically what we say, this person just can no longer keep up and care for her animals. She asks us to take them, which we appreciate. So if you can get your donkeys here, we will be there for donkeys. That's our mission. So we're taking them. Oh, drinking water. I like to see that. So this old man, we think, will be our first donkey that needs to get on 100% mash, which presents issues that I think a lot of people don't understand, and I understand that. But when you care for animals at scale, meaning we have 200 animals and 12 employees, you need to be careful how many isolated cases of individualized attention and special needs your donkeys have, because we don't have the resources to care for them. Hi, Poncho. Hi, bud. But I think outside of having no dental capacity to chew food. He's pretty healthy. So we're going to go through this step by step, day at a time. Right now we have him on 5 pounds of mash 3 times a day. We'll get a consult from our doctor to determine if he needs to go to 4 times a day. We have him here to see if he'll graze and if he can graze with the teeth he has, which we haven't gotten any positive reports on just yet. But he came in with 4 other donkeys he clearly isn't that attached to, and definitely cannot eat what they eat. So we moved him in with our seniors, but then discovered over the weekend he also can't eat what our seniors are eating. So we're going through a little process of discovery with our boy Pancho. Hi, bud. Are you gonna spit your water on me? Are you gonna spit your water on me? This is one of my favorite things to do with animals because they're clearly trusting and relaxed to allow me to hold their whole head and press up against it. I can feel it, he's doing it right now. They start to sink their head because their head's very heavy. So as they relax into it, you feel the weight of their head. But I also, well, I'm not like a hippie energy transfer type person. I do believe that I am sharing with him my serenity, my calm, and that he's feeling it and responding well to it. What's up, buddy? Well, we're trying to figure that out. First of all, there are donkeys that don't like donkeys. And he doesn't see. I do see him do that heavy breathing every now and then. Hi. Go ahead, graze right in front of us. So, he has enough teeth or gums to rip the grass or weeds out of the ground. Now with him, the reason it's so important to watch is he going to swallow what he's ripping up? Or is he going to chew it and then spit it back out? And it looks like he's swallowing. This is a really good sign. Right here on live, y'all get to see when it's hay, he chews it and drops it, which means he's not getting nutrition. You got a funky looking sheath, buddy. Gonna have to have Josh clean that. You want Josh to clean your sheath? Take it to him. Pancho. He's a sweet donkey. All right, let's go see the guys he came with, and then I'm gonna break. Hi, Lewis. Hi, Dusty. Hi, Hoorah. Hi, Willie Dallas. I don't. It's interesting. I don't think he's thrilled over here, but
He's kind of been. He was like that in the other.
all right, good.
Didn't really see him.
And he's eating.
Yeah, he was out here eating.
Hi, Dusty. Hi, Jax. Yeah, Hoorah's interesting. What we have to do this week, because unfortunately, Josh and Hugo don't work on Saturdays. Kenneth doesn't work on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So on Saturday, it's me and Madison and probably Edgar. Yeah, but shut it, please. Um, so it needs to be a very well-behaved donkey, because just because Josh can get Hoorah on a trailer doesn't mean I will be able to, because Hoorah knows that Josh puts them on trailers. So there's an element of like, hi. Hi. Come here, everybody. Who wants a hug? No. Don't you dare. Holiday. Holiday. Come here, Linus. Who wants a hug? When I do my evening rounds, Linus kind of looks like he's going to take off and chase me like the babies do. So I fake run, and he looks like he's going to do it, but then he never does it. So then I'm just out here running in my Birkenstocks in circles, and no one's doing anything. I look like a clown. So these 4 donkeys plus Poncho are all new to us. Owner surrenders. And I'm really happy with how they're settling in. They needed some time to get used to our nutrition and our people and our pastures. But their coats have gotten healthy already, and lots of the little issues they had have gone away. Adeline, the paint, is the least friendly of them all, but she's watching. She won't take too long. I'm talking about you. You want to come prove everyone wrong? Will you help me remember? I want to put her in the farrier group text. As wild as she is, I think those hosts need to be looked at. Hi.
You don't think she's pregnant, right?
Well, we're told no. And none of these guys have balls. Hi, Holiday. Holiday is just a baby. I think, too. Hi. Hi. He can't be 2. And who? I have to go back and look at his paperwork, or I can text his old owner. Did they know who got her? That's his mom. Did they know who got her pregnant? Because it must have been a massive donkey. Hi. Hi, Holiday. I mean, look how close she is. She's not that scared. Hi, Holiday. Hi. Hi. But you know why she'll come around, because the volunteers and the staff and myself, she sees what we're doing to these donkeys. She's like, okay, they're not hurting them. She'll come around. Won't be too long. Hi, Mama. Rosalie. Hi, Rosalie. How can I say hi to you? Sometimes these donkeys, because they groom each other, and when you're scratching them and loving on them, they think you want to be groomed also. But a donkey grooming you really hurts. They just bite you and hi.
close to 2:47.
Josh is ready for lunch. All right, guys. Have a wonderful Sunday. We'll see you in a week.